2024 in review, favorite Indiana women's basketball memories. Todd Golden looks back at his favorite Indiana women's basketball moments from 2024. Bloomington Ind. It's year in review time at Hoosiers on C. For my part, when it comes to year in review stories, I prefer to apply a personal touch. I've only been with Hoosiers on Sci since August, but I've been around Indiana athletics for most of the 2024 calendar year with another media organization. Now I turn my attention to my top 5 favorite women's basketball moments of 2024. No need for a long introduction, so let's dive into it. 5. Indiana beats No. 24 Stanford to calm nerves. When then No. 24 Stanford came to Simon Skjodt Assembly Hall to face Indiana on November 17, there was a rare vibe of trepidation that hung over the women's team. The Hoosiers had started 1-2, including an ugly 56-46 loss at Butler in the previous game. The Indiana backcourt was still undermanned with Lexus Bargesser injured, and the Cardinal didn't seem to be a good matchup fit for the Hoosiers. However, the worst fears were quickly washed away as Indiana had a revival effort that calmed nerves. Indiana was able to run with Stanford in an entertaining 24-22 first quarter, and the Hoosiers never stopped filling it up. Indiana's defense kicked into gear in the second quarter as the Cardinal were held to 9 points. Indiana went on to a relatively easy 79-66 victory. Moore-McNeil's 21 points were encouraging after a slow start, and Penn State transfer Shay Ciezki had her first impactful game as a Hoosier with 19 points. The win set the calming tone needed, and the Hoosiers have been 9-1 since that contest. 4. Mackenzie Holmes calls it a career. The 2023-24 season served as a series of milestones for one of Indiana's all-time greats, Mackenzie Holmes. In the same game against Purdue on February 11, Holmes passed Tyra Buss as Indiana's all-time leading scorer and became the Hoosiers' all-time winningest player. Her senior day game, a 71-54 victory over Maryland on March 3, was bittersweet. She hurt her knee during the game, so while it was a celebration, there was also understandable concern about Holmes' postseason availability. A 69-56 fall from ahead loss to Michigan in the Big Ten tournament, in which Holmes played only 5 minutes, didn't ease those worries. However, Holmes came back strong in the NCAA tournament. She averaged 18 points in Indiana's 3 tournament games. Holmes' final season became a collective appreciation of one of the best players to grace the Big Ten, much less Indiana. Holmes finished with 2,530 points, 990 rebounds, a career field goal percentage of 63.9%, and as a prime contributor on 5 of the best Indiana teams in school history. She was a joy to watch. 3. Indiana-Michigan State thriller. The single most exciting game I saw at Simon Skjodt Assembly Hall in 2024 for either the men's or women's programs was this gem on February 8. Indiana won 94-91 against underdog Michigan State. There were 7 lead changes, but part of what made this game so taut was that both teams needed their best players to be at their best to make it the contest what it was. Michigan State point guard DeeDee Hagemann, now at Memphis, was a force of nature with 19 points and 10 assists. Michigan State guard Julia Ayrault was seemingly unstoppable with 25 points on 9 of 11 shooting. The Spartans led 53-43 at halftime, a rare occasion where the Hoosiers gave up 50 or more points in a half. Indiana, playing without Sydney Parrish, would still trail by 11 with 4:39 left in the third quarter when the comeback began. A Yarden Garson three-point make with 4:19 left started a 13-4 run that ended the period and sliced Michigan State's lead to 68-66. Holmes and Garson combined to go 8 of 9 from the field in the final quarter for 19 combined points, and Indiana shot 10 of 12 from the field overall. Despite that, Michigan State didn't go away, and the game was tied as late as the 1:55 mark. A layup by Holmes with 1:12 left finally put Indiana up for good. Holmes finished with 28 points. Sarah Scalia had 21 points, and Garzon had 20 in the thriller. 2. NCAA Tournament run. Indiana's 2024 NCAA Tournament run was marked by exciting games too. After the Hoosiers brushed aside Fairfield 89-56 in the first round at Assembly Hall, Indiana got a much bigger challenge from Oklahoma in the second round. The lead changed hands 21 times in the contest, but when Oklahoma's Aubrey Jones made a pair of free throws with 2:41 left to put the Sooners up 64-60, it seemed the Hoosiers were in trouble. However, Indiana responded with a 10-0 run, with Holmes scoring the first 6 points in the run, including the go-ahead layup with 1:17 left, as the Hoosiers survived 75-68. In my pre-Hoosiers on-site period, I did not attend Indiana's Sweet 16 game in Albany and Moy in person, but I can convey this anecdote.